Grassroots Media. Welcome back to this week's edition of the Gary's Paint Body Shop Amy Hawk Show, where we cover everything on the diamond with the South Green Lady Rebel softball team. Usually joined here with head coach Amy Hawk for the third straight week. She's nowhere to be found, but we are joined here once again by four Lady Rebel softball players. Ladies, go ahead and introduce yourselves.
I'm Rachel Johnston.
Kenna Marshall.
Leanna Holt.
Sadie Knowles.
Ladies, how we doing today?
Pretty good.
Good.
Good. It's getting a little warmer outside now. You've had a little bit of time off. You had a packed schedule there with Tiny Day and then jumping into two straight games in Chuggadook and West Green. Got a little bit of time off. How much needed was that rest for you all to get 6 days without any games?
I think, personally, I do think it was very needed. I think just as, any fitness or any exercise and physical exertion you do, you always need rest and you always need time off kind of to just recover and be able to go over your plays and things you did and make improvements. So I think it was definitely well needed.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
Agreed.
That's
said it really well.
Yeah.
Looking at the games too, Tiny Day was a packed weekend. You had, I think, it's something crazy that I can't remember, where you had so many games in so many days. And then moving forward from that, you started on Monday with the pink out game against Chuggadook. Traveled over there to Lower Afton to play them, picked up a 14-4 win. How good was it to bounce back against not only a county rival, but a conference rival and get a win over Chuggadook after such a long weekend?
I think it was great. I think that the game went really well. I think it kind of gave our girls a little more energy and kind of a little more positivity to be able to carry it out for the rest of the season.
It felt good to destroy their self-confidence because when we got beat in the Tiny Day, when they beat us in the Tiny Day tournament, I think they got really, yeah.
It definitely brought our spirits back up.
Okay.
Yeah, it did. I think it brought back our sportsmanship when we was all doing good in the game, and then it just lifted us all up. So.
And then looking at that game too, was your annual pink out game. I know that's something that South Green and Chuggadook have done for years now. How many pink out games have you all been a part of personally?
4.
4 now?
2.
2.
I've only been a part of one.
Just one?
One.
Just one. So for both of you, I'll do you two first. For it being your first time being a part of this pink out game, how cool of an experience was that for both of you?
I think it was great. I think it was cool to see everybody in pink and kind of have awareness that way.
I think it was cool because everybody came together. Even though we were still competing against each other, we was all there for one purpose. So.
And for both of you, I know you second time right, so you had done it once before. You've had plenty of experiences before, but how cool was it once again to be a part of that experience with the pink out game?
I think it's really nice. It brings a lot of awareness to what we're trying to, kind of represent in it. And I know it's something just simple as, just wearing a pink shirt and pink socks, maybe throwing in a pink ribbon. It's still bringing awareness to the fact of how awful breast cancer can be, and just try to get more awareness out about it.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Coolest part about that game, I think, is the fact that each jersey is unique and you get to keep each jersey too.
Yeah.
So how much enjoyment do you get out of keeping that jersey? I know right now we're only 9 days removed from it, but I'm sure in a few years down the line you'll be able to pull that jersey back out and remember what you did that game or have those memories. So how cool do you think it is to be able to have those unique jerseys each game?
I like to bring mine out a lot and wear mine a lot.
Yeah, because
For memories and stuff.
Yeah.
And then moving forward after that, you had Chuggadook West Green the next day after Chuggadook. Traveled down there to Malsheim, picked up a big 14-run win, a run rule victory over the Lady Buffaloes. I know that one probably had to be a little sweeter for everybody because you had the Tiny Day game on Sunday that didn't go in your favor with a 12-5 loss. You reversed that with a big 21-7 win over West Green in a game that counted towards your conference records also to improve to 7-0. How big of a win was that for your all's program?
I personally think it was amazing. That game went so well. We had great sportsmanship. Everybody was doing their best and trying their hardest, and we kind of all came together as a team, and we were able to kind of bounce back off of each other and get that win. And I think since it was a conference game, I think our girls were definitely more excited about it because it counted, and it overall was just a great win.
Yeah. I think also it just feels great to win over West Green. So we've always had, we have our rivals, but West Green's always been that biggest rival that we've always we'll push back and forth a lot with. And so it's definitely a good win, that's for sure.
And I think since we lost, I think it was we've got to win this game to push ourselves back and give our confidence back. So I think it was a good win.
The win also bumped you all up to 7-0 within the conference. Still perfect as of right now. We don't have any conference games to talk about this week other than those two, and it's the same conversation that I've had with every other girl so far this year, and I've asked this question. How happy are you with your conference record at the moment? I know that you're 7-0, and you want to be 10-0. You want to be regular season champions. So at the moment, how happy are you with how the conference schedules went so far in your favor?
I think me personally, I'm pretty freaking happy about it. Like, we've been doing really, really good this season, and we've been getting better. I know from our first little tournament, the scrimmages to now, we've gotten so much better. We've gotten so much improvement, and I think we've just grown together as a team. And the conference score or whatever it's doing really good, and I hope that we can continue to do that and be able to carry it out through different tournaments.
Yeah. I'm going to get more words out of you for the interview's over.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, no, I think it definitely feels very nice to have that as our conference score, especially with, like the past few years. Like, I've been on the team for 4 years now. I've seen us be, undefeated in the conference. So I've also seen us being the lower end. And it feels nice to end it on a good note. Like, even if we don't win the other conference games, it's still, we've gotten 7 wins in the conference, and that still feels very great.
I ain't got none.
Moving into the North Green game also, 9-2 loss with North Green, and we'll touch on it just really quickly also. But I know there's not a lot of positives to take from a 9-2 loss, but what all did you learn from that game that you think you'll take into the later part of this season?
Me personally, I think it's just we get in our heads when we play North Green, because I know this is my first year on the team. Like, I'm a senior, I've played before, but I moved. So, point is, I know for me, I didn't know we even had a rivalry with North Green. So the game we played at North Green, like my personal performance, it was great, but we lost very badly to North Green, and I feel like it's all in our heads. Like, we play so good with all the other teams, and we can beat them just fine. And North Green, their skill level is not very different. And I feel like whenever we play North Green, it's just like a mental thing we need to get through. And I feel like we could definitely help each other with that.
Yeah.
Everybody in agreement.
Can I?
Yes, I agree.
There we go. Just change the.
That leads me into the next question, actually, also, because you mentioned 2 things, and those were going to be the last 2 questions I had: individual performances and mental aspects. We'll talk about the mental aspects first, because in a game like North Green, where you lose 9-2, where you were in it up until the end, and they have a 5-run 7th inning, and you end up losing by 7 runs, going forward from that, it can be a little tougher than whenever you pick up a 21-7 win. You go to bed happy, you wake up happier. When you have a 9-2 loss, you might go to bed a little less happy and wake up with that still on your mind. So it's kind of the game of softball in itself. It's 90% mental, from what a lot of people say. How do you push through losses like that, bad performances in a game that is so mentally tough and mentally challenging? How do you push through in the game of softball?
I think I know that me personally, it's all about how you treat each other on the team. I think if you give each other so much criticism and you're hateful towards each other, it's not going to help at all. I feel like the best thing is trying to get everybody to laugh, trying to get everybody to be happy. And I think one good performance from one person is kind of makes a ripple effect. Like, if somebody catches a ball, then somebody's going to get a hit, somebody's going to do this. Like, it just ripples. And so I feel like the better that we try to do ourselves and be able to perform ourselves, the better it's going to help our teammates. And they're going to see, oh, she's doing good, so I'm going to try harder to do good. And I know, like, whenever we make a really good play, I always get in a good mood, and then I end up performing better overall in the game. So I feel like if we focus on personal performance and hyping each other up as a team, it's going to make everything so much better.
Great answer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely a big part of it is like energy in the dugout, especially when we're batting, because that was one of our biggest issues with the North Green game, was that our batting just wasn't there like it normally is. There was a lot of pop flies that were hit up in the air that were easy catches. And I think just the biggest part about it is like keeping the energy up, because our energy fell down really bad during that, because we kept on just getting a hit and then it just wasn't a good. Like, we couldn't get anything out of it. And so I think just keeping that energy up and keep encouraging, like, it's okay, get the next one. And keeping that good energy going was definitely our issue, is that we just weren't doing that.
Yeah, definitely energy is a big one because, like, if one person's lifted up, then they're going to try to lift everybody else up, and then everybody's in a good mood. And then we do good when we're in all good moods. So, yeah.
I want to talk about individual performances also. How happy are you so far? I mean, we're deep into the season now. At the beginning of the season when I was asking these, we were early into the season. We're now to the end of the season where you look around the corner and districts are right ahead. So how happy have you been with your individual performances on the field this year?
I mean, me personally, I think I've been pretty all right with my performance. I came from, like, playing travel ball, and I was on varsity as a sophomore back where I was from and everything, and I was really good, and I went out for 2 years. I didn't play, and then I picked it back up this year, so it's definitely been a little rough for me, but I think throughout the season I've definitely gotten a lot better. I think I definitely could use some more playing time in the games, but other than that, I think it's been pretty good overall.
I haven't really been the best. I feel like I need to improve, like, on a lot. Yeah.
Well, I've actually been out almost all the season. The first game I came back to was Monday, was it Monday?
Yeah, that was Monday.
Yeah, Monday. I've had some issues with my wrist, and we finally got it resolved. And I came back, and I feel like I didn't really get to play, but, just working on, like, seeing how I was warming up and stuff like that without having any practice. I feel like I was doing pretty decent. I'm just hoping that I can, actually do good this season with what I have left.
I think I've been okay this year. I definitely need improvements because, I'm a freshman, so obviously going to grow more. So, yeah. Main thing is just to hustle and move on with the next thing you can do. Put your mistakes behind you.
I had one more question I almost forgot to ask, and you mentioned the energy from the dugout, and it made me remember that question. So far, I've had the same answer 3 times. I want to see if everybody gives the same answer this time. One of my favorite things personally about softball is the chants and the cheers in the dugout. Is there a favorite that everybody has on the team?
It sounds bad.
Are you going to say the one that I'm going to say?
What is
There's
everybody's
like 2 of
favorite
them.
cheer?
What is it, Dirty Balls, that one?
That's
the
probably
one.
one of the
Yeah,
top
that's
ones.
the
yeah.
one.
I definitely
Yep.
know Whitney said that one.
Everybody has said they've loved that
I
one
think
so
it gets
far.
in the pitcher's head because we do it so
It-
often.
Big dog.
And you can just
Having a
tell
big dog.
that, like, it bothers
Big
me.
dog.
We do.
I like
Yeah,
Big
I
Dog a
Big
lot.
Dog.
Who's got the best bark on the team?
Paisley.
Probably Paisley.
Easily. Yeah.
Well, sometimes. Sometimes she's got that little chihuahua voice.
What are some other chants? Because I know, of course, the Dirty Balls one. That's the one that everybody loves, and that's the one that I think it grabs everybody's attention. But what are some other ones that we hear?
I say them all the time now. I can't think of them.
There's the Lightning McQueen one when everybody's
Oh,
steals
yeah.
bases. That
Is that
one's
the
I like
catch
good.
that
out?
one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Work. You better work. I like that one a lot.
Yeah.
I like the ones where you can, like, kind of get in a rhythm.
Mm-hmm.
Pitcher needs a cuddle.
Oh, yeah,
That's a
I
good
like
one.
that.
Yeah, we've liked that one. We just recently started
We've
using that one.
joked around with that one a lot. Even to the point where Coach Hawk walked out and hugged Courtney during one of the
Because
games.
then the other
Oh,
team,
really?
they see
Because
it and then they get a little mad and
West
they
Green
use it.
said it, and then Coach Hawk said, "You know what? Y'all are gonna say it. I'm gonna do it." So she walked out there and hugged Courtney.
During like a mound visit?
Yeah,
Okay.
during one
Wow.
of our
It was pretty
timeouts.
I think that was one thing that, like, really lifted us up at the West Green.
And also, it's just kind of
So
It's
happy.
fun.
Yeah.
joking around can help out a lot, which obviously have to be serious. But when you bring in things that kind of joke around, it helps get everybody, up. And it's like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, we can have fun with this. We don't have to stress a lot.
Yeah.
Last question. I gotta pick on you since
You're being quiet.
you said you missed Monday's game.
Yeah.
You had a FFA state convention. How did you fare there?
What do you mean?
How did you do?
What'd
I
you do?
placed 7th out of 40 people.
7th out of 4. That's still very good. What competition were you in?
Floriculture.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Is that something that you want to venture into as a career?
Well, I'm stuck between that or vet science or
Okay.
like veterinary stuff.
Awesome.
Because I missed the tiny term because of vet science.
Okay.
Because I did 2 different competitions.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's all I've got on the first half. We'll go ahead and cut into the second half, talk about what's up next for the Lady Rebels after a quick break. So stick with us and we'll talk about the upcoming games here on Grassroots Media.
For more than 30 years, Tommy's Plumbing has served customers in East Tennessee with licensed and professional plumbing services. From installing your new faucet to replacing your existing piping system, our team at Tommy's Plumbing is trained to handle the job with professionalism, attention to detail, and integrity. By offering warranties on most products installed by our technicians, Tommy's Plumbing stands behind our work, ensuring that your plumbing needs are not only met, but that your problem is solved for the long term. When you need reliable and professional plumbing service, Tommy's is the only call to make. So give us a call today and let us show you the Tommy's difference.
Greene County, when the game's on the line, you need a team you can trust. Just like your favorite players on the field, Bailey Heating, Air, and Electrical has been showing up for over 30 years, delivering top-notch service to our hometown. We're just not your local experts, we're your neighbors, committed to keeping your home comfortable all year long. Call now at 423-636-8409 to become a member with us and get a heating inspection before winter comes.
Life's better with Bailey.
Welcome back to Grassroots Media. Welcome back to this week's edition of the Gary's Paint Body Shop Amy Hawk Show, where we cover everything on the diamond with the South Green Lady Rebels softball team. Usually joined here with Amy Hawk. She's still not here, but we are joined here with 4 Lady Rebels softball players, and we've got 3 games to talk about. We've got Johnson County, Providence Academy, and Cloudland. Those are the 3 games ahead on the schedule from now until next Wednesday. Let's start with the Johnson County game because it's, of course, the most important, and it's the one that's fresh on your mind considering it's tomorrow. You make that trip up to Johnson County for an important conference game, picked up a 16-2 win over them earlier this year, looking to improve your conference record to 8-0. How do you all plan on getting it done tomorrow?
I think that's varsity game tomorrow. I think we're going to do really good. We've done good playing Johnson County this whole season, and we've had good team spirit. We've had good plays like everything else, and so I think we can carry that into tomorrow, remembering what we've done with them in the past, and I think we'll be good.
Yeah.
I think as
Yeah.
you just gonna say yeah.
I agree.
I think as long as we keep our energy up and definitely just not let ourselves get down, because that happens a lot with them. Is we'll let our energy get down and then we start losing. So definitely just keeping that energy up, especially after that long bus ride there. Everyone's just tired by the time you get there, you know. But just keeping energy up and lifting each other up.
Yeah, energy is definitely a big thing with us. So I think if everybody has good energy, then we'll get out there and we'll hit good and play good, and everybody will just be happy. So
Scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you to make that drive to Johnson County?
0.
0.
Yeah,
It's
Zero.
like -5.
0. -5.
0.
0.
I've-
Seems to be everybody's opinion
Yeah.
to make that drive.
It's always something goes wrong. Every
I
time
get-
we go
yeah.
up there.
For some schools, it's just historically not a good bus ride.
Yeah. I think the only year something has went wrong was like my freshman year, and that was it.
Okay.
But
So hopefully the vibes
hopefully,
change. You go back to freshman year vibes.
hopefully.
Hopefully it's a swift bus trip up there. You pick up a win coming back, and then you get the rest of the week off. And then Monday you come in for a home game with Providence Academy, and then Tuesday you turn right back around with a doubleheader against Cloudland. So 3 games in 2 days to start next week. Luckily, both of them are here at home. So talk about both of those games and how excited you'll be to be playing 3 games at home.
I think me personally, I'm excited. The home games are always my favorite. I love playing on our field and being familiar with the crowd and the scenery and everything else. And I feel like we definitely play a little bit better on our home field than we do everywhere else, and that just is natural. But I know I'm excited to play Providence just because we kind of smoked them last time we played them, so I'm excited for that game. I think Cloudland will be fun with a doubleheader. We'll see what happens with that.
Probably experiment a lot with that game.
Yeah.
Just because
For sure.
we can't just keep the same pitcher in there every time. We can't keep the same catcher. Like, we have to rotate girls around so that girls aren't getting wore out and getting injured, you know?
Yeah, because you want to be fresh and not just,
Yeah.
Yep.
Tired.
Yeah.
You got anything else to say?
No, I don't.
You said something very quietly.
I just said yeah.
Oh, it was the same answer.
Yeah.
Last question I'll have for you too. For those who were with us last year, you answered this question, but I want to see if things have changed. For those two, it'll be new. We did a pie chart last year at the end of the year. It was just a little fun question we had. It was favorite sodas. First off, what is Miss Hawk's favorite soda?
Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew. See, everybody knows. I want to see if anybody's has changed. We'll go back and look at it, and we'll have a little chart at the end of the year. And I want to see what your favorite sodas are. It could be more than one. It can be just one. What are your all's favorite sodas?
Mine's Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper. Okay.
I have two.
Okay.
Diet Dr. Enough and Diet Pepsi. Those are really good.
Okay.
It's probably root beer.
I think you did have root beer
It
last
was either
year.
root beer or Dr. Enough, which those are my top two. So, like,
Okay.
I was trying to think of, like, what did I say last year?
Okay.
Probably a Dr. Enough or a Coke.
Okay. Those are pretty popular ones. Mountain Dew Baja Blast is a pretty popular one.
That was
Those
good,
are
too.
good.
I always
Those are
forget
good.
about that.
I think that's one that the majority of people enjoy the most.
Yeah.
Yeah, that and Dr.
I
Enough.
didn't even think about that one.
Who said Dr. Enough?
Me.
Was it?
So Dr.
You
Enough
enjoy
and
Dr. Enough too?
It's alright.
Okay.
Yeah, it's alright.
Regular or the herbal? Which one's the better one?
Regular.
regular.
Yeah. Not a big fan of herbal.
I like
I don't think
it.
I've ever
I just
tried it.
don't. I
It's
prefer
starting to be my
regular.
first pick.
Yeah.
That's all I got. I'll drink it.
Last one too. Tiny Day tournament was 2 weeks ago, and I asked the last two sets of girls this question too. We talk about the snow biz every year. What's your favorite snow cone flavors?
Oh, I got this in the bag.
Ooh.
Go first.
Pina colada and blue raspberry mix.
That's a very popular opinion.
I think
Whether
so
it's the
good.
mix or just those separate, those are probably the two
I think it's
that get picked the most.
that or Tiger's Blood and Pina colada put together.
Okay, I've not heard Tiger's Blood yet.
It's good.
Yeah,
well,
Tiger's Blood's my favorite.
Okay.
Strawberry and
That one's
coconut.
really good.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Strawberry and coconut mix.
I definitely, I will say, I get the lemonade more than I get the snow cones there because their lemonade is so good. I love their lemonade.
Just the
But
regular lemonade?
yeah, it's
Okay.
it's amazing. I don't know why. It's just something about it. But probably like blue raspberry and cherry mixed.
Okay.
Your turn.
Grape. I like
Grape,
grape.
okay, grape was
One
one that
word.
they were dogging on last week.
Gra-
They really didn't like grape. Grape and
Grape
cherry
is
were
gross.
brothers. See,
Grape
that's
is
usually the answer
No,
we
it's
get
not.
with
It
grape.
tastes just like cough medicine. That's
That's the
nasty.
answer I
with
always
cherry.
get. Yep, cherry and grape.
Cherry-
I
not
also
that
know
bad.
Tiger Blood had coconut in it.
It does. Strawberry
I
and
didn't
coconut.
know that.
So now you'll have to try it next year.
That makes
I've
sense
tried
why
it
it's
and
so
I hate
sweet.
coconut.
It's
But you
super
didn't know it
good.
had
I
coconut
love
in it?
coconut.
Yeah.
Coconut's my favorite.
I think it's
I
disgusting.
don't like coconut really, but
I'm very
It makes me
particular
wanna-
about coconut.
Like the texture is just.
you can't taste the texture.
No, I don't like the flavor or the texture. Like like the coconut, like
The
the
flakes?
shavings or whatever.
Mhm.
Mm-mm.
that
I
texture
love all
makes
of
you.
it.
I like coconut. I think coconut's good.
You hate coconut cake, don't you?
I've never
That's
had it, but I
disgusting.
probably will hate
You don't
it.
like coconut cake?
I love it.
Ladies, I think it's all we've got. I think Coach Hawk might get mad at me for keeping you all with too long. But she's still yet to join us. 3 weeks in now. We've still not seen her since the first week. But ladies, thank you all for joining me this week. Have a great day at practice. Have a great 3 games ahead of you. Thank you all for watching this week's edition of the Gary's Paint and Body Shop Amy Hawkless Show. We're still yet to see her yet, hopefully next week. But thank you all for watching. We look forward to seeing you next time here on Grassroots Media.